He wasn't particularly hungry, but he ate his feed, and poignantly, he actually turned round, he took his head out of his bucket before I left and turned round and looked at me. And I didn't think anything of it. He just turned round and looked at me, and I said, "Okay boy, I'll see you later. You finish your feed," and left him to it. Yeah, as you say, it's kind of an end of an era, a bit of a momentous occasion for me personally, because we'd had Pip in the family for 27 years. It would have been 27 years that Christmas approaching. Basically, he hadn't been particularly well the last couple of months. He'd been getting, gradually I guess, just go through the stages of age. Despite all of the different things that we managed to do for him, to do with laminitis and Cushing's, which of course was the inspiration for the business in the beginning. There's a limit obviously at the moment to what you can actually do for a person or an animal that's just getting to the point where everything's just too old to continue. So he wasn't eating too well. He started to lose a lot of energy, wasn't terribly interested in a lot of the normal things that he would be. It was actually the day of a board meeting for the business. Went to feed him early in the morning. He wasn't particularly hungry, but he ate his feed, and poignantly, he actually turned round, he took his head out of his bucket before I left and turned round and looked at me. Came back at the normal time to feed him at night, and it was a little horrific, if I'm honest. I walked over the field and couldn't see him anywhere. Walked into the stable and found him flat out, lying with his back, his spine actually parallel to the back wall. We think it was probably something similar to a heart attack. We hope he didn't suffer, but we know that he was around and he was okay in the morning, and then something happened and he was obviously dead by the evening. So we hope it was quick, but it was just a general event to do with old age, unfortunately. At first screaming and wailing, and everybody came straight over. I don't think any of us knew quite what to do. Because we haven't actually got anything to lift that kind of weight up with, what we didn't want to happen was the much beloved family pony being lots of little bits through all the wild animals the next day. So myself and my partner Mark, we brought the car over, and we basically got some lanterns out, some torches, and stayed with the body till the next day. Very, very difficult for me to describe because I spent such a long time with him, and he was a lot more, if you like, than just something to ride. He wasn't just something I came over and got on and show jumped. He was a friend for a long, long time, and we shared a lot of different experiences together. So I did actually, it might sound a bit soppy, it might sound a bit emotional, but I did sit with him for probably about 6 or 7 hours with his head in my lap. I was very upset I didn't get a chance to actually, if you like, say goodbye while he was alive. But in some ways, he actually spared me from that. He died. I had a night to sit with him, to say goodbye, which, depending on your point of view about what's after death, of course, is very much for the person that's still alive, not the thing that's actually died. But I got a chance emotionally. When he actually went, we had a lot of different things going on with the business at that time, some of which were not altogether positive. And the fact he died, a load of different things happened actually on the day of his cremation with the business as well, which, as I say, weren't altogether positive. My way of continuing without any time to grieve, if you will, was to spend that night with him, to make sure that we did the best we could by him. And then, I guess some people would say, perhaps stupidly, went and bought another horse.
I see that there behind you.
Yes. New horse, he's around about 10 months old at the moment. As people who've seen the first couple of clips will know, he is larger than Pippin already. Was very much a whole different set of circumstances. Pip died a week before my birthday last year, and as you can imagine, I came over the field on my birthday, sort of looked at, all I could see in the stable was my horse at 27 years not being there. We'd actually seen this little guy when he was only 4 days old on the internet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just grabbed hold of that, grabbed hold of the fact that the little guy was, his full name is a Speck of Hope. Therefore, a little horse that looked like Pip, same colour as Pip, called a Speck of Hope, happy to actually be available. Nobody had bought him yet, even after a long time of him being advertised. And my poor partner got asked to go to Devon on my birthday in the wind and the rain and a kind of torrential downpour. And we looked at a small horse that was, how many months? He was born in May, so May, June, July, August, September. I was about 5 months old at that point. But we looked at him bucking and jumping around in the middle of this rainstorm. And I just thought, right, we're going to reserve him. Whenever he's ready, we're going to bring him back and I guess jump both feet in and start the whole thing again. From some people's perspective, buying another horse so soon afterwards might not have seemed terribly respectful to Pip. I guess like humans, some folks might have thought, well, you should have a break. You shouldn't try and replace him. But to me, Jasper is different enough from Pip that to me, he's a completely different creature. I get some... to go off on I guess a kind of humorous note, anyone who believes in reincarnation, he's almost like a reincarnation of Pip in a lot of ways. Same type of horse, same colour, a lot of the same mannerisms because genetically he's similar, but he's a completely different character. So to walk over a field and not be constantly reminded by the emptiness that I'd lost Pip, to actually have something young, and interestingly enough, with a young horse you tend to have them being a bit naughty. And if you don't take full attention of a small, young, naughty horse, you end up bitten, possibly kicked, not because they're being particularly nasty, but they're just like a small child and they're naughty. Pip died around about September last year. And at that point, we were looking at doing some work with a partner horse sanctuary in Bristol. That was a trial of one of our possible new products, and that went very well. We're also looking after that trial early this year. We're speaking to a potential distributor for that product, and that is going very well at the moment. We were hoping again to hook up with an American partner and a German partner. Looks like the German partner is quite interested in working with us. I kind of ran about November last year, and Pegasus won the Sneinton Business Forum Award for Innovation. We were very pleased to receive that award, but as folks will appreciate, you normally have to attend a ceremony to find out whether you won. I couldn't personally attend. My laboratory supervisor very kindly represented the company on that evening, and I felt it was nice for her to reward her for all the hard work that she's put in over the last couple of years with us, to be able to accept that award on the company's behalf and have a few photos taken with Nick Gostick from BioCity.